What's up, everybody? Do you want to start this year with a new hobby like bonsai? Do you want to get your first tree done? Then you are in the right video. Stay until the end because I got a surprise for you. To make your first bonsai tree, you need, of course, one tree. You can get one of those in every the shop. This is the classical juniper porcumbus. You can also try with your old Christmas tree, of course, but this one is for you get into bonsai really as a beginner. Maybe you saw it on Karate Kid.
These are really beautiful.
Come, you try.
So you get a tree like this, costs like €5, but to practice you need some scissor, wire cutter, and a branch cutter or knob cutter, and some wire to put the branch into place. So the first thing you want to do, if you get a tree like this, is to start preparing the tree. So what you want to do is try to remove the foliage on the trunk. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Everything that's dead, and then you get to know the tree better. Another very important aspect is to see the base of the tree. So to do that, you can cut this training container like this with your scissor. Let's see what we got here as a base. Starting out with bonsai. Don't know what to do. Just get any tree, doesn't matter. Start making into a bonsai to practice, getting to know, to see how it is, feel the tree, and start practice how to form a tree like this. So we are still in the preparation part. Dead branches, branches that are maybe too low, can remove. See, we have here a good branch. Everything that's going down we can cut. Well, this is really the preparation part. We can see what can we do with this tree. Can we make something interesting of it? What will be the design? In this specific species, you don't cut through the foliage. You need to really get into in between. While you're working on a tree, it's also very relaxing. I saw a video from another YouTuber who just made a video about breathe and like a form of meditation with your bonsai tree. And this is very nice because you're working on it and smelling the juniper. It's very relaxing, especially if you come back from work instead of watching some television. You can just work on your tree like I'm doing right now. So I hope you can see. So we are starting to get to see the trunk better. You can see the base of the tree, the first branch right here. We have some interesting movement right here. We have here a branch
That's what we call in the bonsai a bar branch, that are two branches more or less at the same spot. So we need to make a decision. Do we go with this or this branch? Because this might cause a problem in the future. And what I'm doing right now is just kind of cleaning the branches like this. You go in between and you clean it off. You can also do it by hand like this, and removing all these little pieces so that you have space later on to place the wire on the tree. You can of course only do this shaping by pruning, but by using wire you can really speed up the process and make the tree look more or less interesting in the first time that you shape the tree, and you can really speed up the process in the tree being your bonsai. So we have a lot of things coming up this year. You can see here on my back the trophy is coming up in February. It's the biggest bonsai exhibition in Europe. It will be held in Belgium. So if you have the opportunity, you are in Europe, I definitely recommend to go there. And another thing, and I got a lot of things coming up also for me as a beginner bonsai artist. I will be giving my first professional demonstration at Bonsai van het Westen. Bonsai van het Westen is a great exposition held here nearby The Hague, in a city called Delft, in the botanic garden of the faculty of the TU Delft. And I made a video of exposition of, I think, last year. I'll put the link here if you haven't seen it before. It's get a great impression of how it went last time. And I've been asked to give a demonstration there, and I'm very excited about it because to show how my skills and see where I'm at that moment. It will be on the 10th of June this year, but every year you have the Bonsai van het Westen. This will be the 15th edition, and maybe I will see you there this year. So we are getting there. We don't need a lot of branches, but we can also, if you cut it off, then yeah, it's a whale, but you can always, if you doubt, you can keep it for a while, and you can always choose to cut it out later. So, and by doing this now, you can either wait a year to do a repot, or you can, depending on how the soil condition is on your young tree, you can repot this tree in the beginning of the spring. But it's better if you wait until next year to repot this tree. Love the smell of junipers. Why it's definitely my favorite species to work with. I think I've cleaned enough of the tree right now. And after cleaning the tree, the next step is to wire, start to shaping the tree. And the reason you might think, oh, this we can still remove more. Of course, I can, but it's better to keep more. I think, in my opinion, to keep more foliage before you start putting the wire on, because you can always remove more during the wire and you might damage the tree during the wiring process and break some branches, especially if you're a beginner. So this way you can do the whole styling without compromising the health of the tree, so you have a bigger chance that your tree will thrive and look good in the end. So let's start in this a little bit. So the first thing I will wire will be the trunk of the tree. Since this is a very young material, you can still wire the trunk, and it has already some movement in it, but I want to make the tree a little bit more elegant, a little bit taller, and use the last part of the trunk line to move it towards here and bring even more movement. And I think since the movement is to this side of the tree, we can continue this movement to the right side and bring all the branches and the apex to the left side, making the tree, I'll show you like this. So the movement to this side, the trunk will be moving to this side, and then we can use this as the first branch and make the canopy around here. You might not be able to see it yet, but in the end everything will be all right. So let's start with that. So first, get a piece of wire, and you can measure the wire more or less what you want to wire, and then you put another third of the size extra so that you have enough wire to wire everything. So in this case, you want to stick the wire into the soil, and then you make contact with the tree, and you want to try to keep the wire as tight as possible, because that gives you more function in the wire. And this is what we call in bonsai world structural wire. This is to set the structure, the wire, in this case the trunk. We might not need all the length of this branch, but I will wire until here, if it is enough, and then you want to wire like this on top of it, and the excess wire you can cut away. So, and now you can already set structure of the tree. So here we got, come back to your design, and then you can try to do the first movements of the trunk. So here we go, we have placed the movement in the tree. And what you're looking at will be kind of the front of the tree where you can show the tree and where you look from when you place the tree in, for example, in an exposition. Of course, the goal is also to make the tree look good of every angle, but you start off placing the tree as a certain front where you look at, and there you will design the tree around it. So here I will mark for you. So you can see where the front is of the tree. All right, now we can start wiring the branches. This branch we won't need, so I'll turn this into a gin. And a gin is what we call a dead wood free feature. So that will make the tree look older. And of course, it's a very young piece of branch. And for now, it can make a nice small feature of it. You want to wire in between foliage. You can never compress the wire into the foliage. But as you can see, I'll probably won't need all the length on this branch. So then you can make a choice. Okay, we have a tree like here, so you can see that we won't need all this length. And then you can already set a little bit into place. And then we work our way up to the tree. So we get the first branch wire and then next branches on top of it. We start working with that. So you get another piece of wire. And then you start working your way up. So it's already late here. So with the pruning process complete, we can style the tree. So the last step is to place the branches at the position that you had envisioned and see how the tree turns out. And then you can still make some pruning corrections for things that are crossing branches like this one, and branches or foliage that are hanging down or growing down. So you remove all of these. And that is actually the last step by starting your first bonsai, making your first bonsai. And bonsai is a long process. So when we make your first, this is like just the first baby steps into turning this into a beautiful bonsai. A few tricks that you can keep in mind is to not remove a lot of foliage during the cleaning process. That's a typical beginner's mistake. So you can take your time and remove it while wiring, because then you always have the opportunity to take it off, but you cannot easily grow things back. You are then dependent on the tree. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is the angles where you place the branches. And that's one thing that is a little bit different than from nature. In a bonsai, you try to organize it so that you can give the impression of a old big tree. So what happens with a very old big tree is that they get more or less the same angle, because the branches are all old, and because of gravity and maybe snowfall, rain, they get the same angle down in this type of coniferous species, and then they grow up again. But it has where they come off of the trunk, you have to give kind of the same angle to it. And that's it. This is how you make your first bonsai tree. So I hope you like this video. Like and follow for more, and I see you next time in Bonsai.